Most people think Olympic athletes are built different. Better genetic, perfect coordination, born talented. Wrong. They train their brains differently. You see muscle. They train neural wiring. Michael Phelps didn't just swim laps. He rehearsed races in his head every night. Olympic gymnasts don't just repeat routines. They break them into microscopic corrections. I'm about to show you the 3 learning systems elite athletes use to improve absurdly fast. And by the end of this, you'll never practice the same. Chapter 1, reps don't matter. Feedback does. Most people think improvement equals repetition. Do it again and again and again. Mindless repetition hardwires mistakes. Anders Ericsson spent decades studying elite performers. He coined the term deliberate practice. It's not about hours. It's about correction density. Average gym goer lifts the same weight for months. Same form, same errors. Olympic lifters film every session. Slow motion analysis. Angle correction, bar path adjustment. Immediate feedback, your brain is plastic. Neuroplasticity strengthens whatever circuit you fire repeatedly. If you fire the wrong pattern, congratulations, you just automated mediocrity. Most people practice what feels comfortable. Elite athletes practice what feels weak ankle, they isolate it. Bad turn timing, they drill just that transition. Chunking, just like surgeons compress symptoms into illness scripts. Athletes compress complex movement into subskills. Sprint, acceleration phase, top speed posture. Not run faster, that's vague. That's useless. Specific correction rewires faster. But here's the problem though. Even with perfect feedback, you'll plateau because your brain adapts, which brings us to the second system. Chapter 2, stress before mastery. Most people wait until they feel ready. I'll compete when I'm confident. Wrong. Confidence follows exposure. Olympic athletes introduce pressure early. Scrimmages. Time drills, public scoring. They don't wait to be perfect. They stress test skills constantly. Psychologist Robert Bjork calls this desirable difficulty. When learning feels slightly unstable, encoding strengthens. If practice feels easy, improvement slows. Your brain flags struggle as important. That's when neurochemicals spike. That's when circuits lock in. Average performers practice in safe environments. No timer, no audience, no consequence. Then competition arrives. Heart rate jumps, coordination drops. Why? Because state-dependent learning is real. Your brain retrieves best in the state it learned in. If you only practice calm, you collapse under pressure. Elite athletes simulate chaos. Crowd noise, countdown clock. Fatigue. They train decision-making when exhausted. That's unfair, because when real pressure hits, it feels familiar. But here's the thing though. Stress alone can break you. Overtraining destroys performance, which leads to the third system. Chapter 3, strategic recovery. Most people think grinding equals progress. More reps. More hours, less sleep. Wrong, overtraining syndrome is real. Cortisol stays elevated, reaction time slows. Injury risk spikes, Olympic teams monitor heart rate variability. Sleep cycles, recovery markers. Because improvement doesn't happen during training, it happens during recovery. Sleep consolidates motor learning. Matthew Walker's sleep research shows REM sleep enhances skill integration. Your brain replays movement patterns at night, literally. Neural firing sequences during practice reappear during sleep. No sleep, no consolidation. You didn't learn. You rented the skill. Most amateurs train hard and sleep. Elite athletes train hard and sleep like professionals. Cold rooms, consistent schedule, nap protocols. They treat sleep like a performance tool. And here's the deeper layer. They periodize intensity, high stress days. Low stress days, you can't sprint all year. But most of you live like you're in finals week permanently. That's why you burn out. Burnout isn't weakness, it's mismanaged load. But here's the final upgrade, Chapter 4. Identity compression. Most people say, I want to get better. Olympians say, I am an athlete. Identity drives behavior. James Clear talks about identity-based habits, but elite performers embody it. When training aligns with identity, friction drops. You don't debate whether to practice. It's who you are. Most people rely on motivation. Motivation fluctuates. Identity stabilizes. If you see yourself as someone who trains daily, skipping feels wrong. Cognitive dissonance pushes you back into alignment. Elite performers reduce decision fatigue. Training time is non-negotiable. Just like brushing teeth, automatic. System over emotion. Here's the summary. Repetition without feedback is useless. Stress accelerates encoding. Recovery locks in skill. Identity removes friction. It's not talent, it's architecture. And once you see practice as neural engineering instead of effort, everything changes. But here's the problem though. You can practice perfectly, recover strategically, simulate stress, but if you're practicing the wrong 20%, you're still slow. Most people train everything. Elite athletes identify leverage points. That's why I made this video breaking down how to find the crucial 20% in any skill and master it twice as fast. Because practice makes permanent, but the right practice? That's almost unfair. Create a new script and title.